Good morning everyone. Myself Jyoti, a lecturer in Chemical Engineering Department. In this session of Particulate Technology Lab, we will learn about the batch sedimentation experiment. So the aim of this experiment is to determine the minimum area of a continuous thickener required to concentrate a feed of 3% calcium carbonate slurry at a rate of 150 tons per day of solids to give a underflow concentration of 50% by carrying out the batch sedimentation experiment. For doing this experiment, apparatus required is a glass measuring jar, then the calcium carbonate, then the stirrer, the scale, stopwatch, etc. Start. So before starting the experiment, let us have an idea what is sedimentation is. So sedimentation is nothing but is the separation of the solid particles from a solid liquid suspension by the gravity settling process. Here you are allowing the slurry in which you have a suspension of the solid particles to settle for a known period of time. After settling, complete settling, you are taking out the solid, you are separating the solid from a liquid. During the settling process, the particles are affected by either the other particles which are in a slurry. That will depend upon the concentration of the solids in the slurry. It is said that if the concentration of the solids is less than 1% by weight of the solid, then the free settling will take place. So what exactly the free settling is? The free settling is a process wherein during the settling of the particles, those particles are not affected by the walls of the container and also by the adjacent particles of the slurry itself. That means the particles are they are free to settle. During this, they are free to settle. That process we call it as a free settling process. So if the concentration of the solids in a suspension is very high or a higher concentration, the particles are not tend to free settling. They are disturbed by the movement of other particles which are there in a slurry, and also they are being disturbed by the walls of the container because the concentration of the solids in a slurry is at a higher rate. So that particles which are trying to settle, and the process of that settling we call it as a hindered settling. In a sedimentation, depending upon the concentration of the solids in a suspension, the settling of the particles will settle by means of a free settling or by means of a hindered settling. So this settling again will depend upon the terminal settling velocity of the particles in the slurry. So having this knowledge about the sedimentation, we will learn how to do the batch sedimentation experiment in a laboratory. So 30 grams of the calcium carbonate is being taken, and that is about 3% of the slurry, in which 30 grams of the sample is being taken, and it is taken in a beaker, and some amount of water is being added in a beaker, and it is made a slurry. So then the slurry is being transferred into the beaker. It is already being transferred. So it's already been transferred. I am just I am mixing the slurry for uniform concentration. 30 grams has been already taken, and it is put in a cylinder, the glass cylinder, that I am making a uniform concentration of the slurry by stirring with a glass rod. glass cylinder, you can see the graduation which is being marked. So you have to stir for some time for uniform concentration. So you can observe the uniform concentration here. So after stirring for some time for uniform concentration, as soon as you take out the stirrer, immediately you have to start the stopwatch. For every fall in 1 centimeter of the height, that is the solid liquid interface, you have to note down the time taken. So every 1 centimeter you can record in this the graduated scale which is marked onto the cylinder. So you can see the solid interface here, solid liquid interface. You can see the plain water and the solids are trying to settle to the bottom. So wherever there is a clear the interface, we call it as a ಒಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಏನೊಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ that we call it as a interface, solid liquid interface. So you have to note down every 1 centimeter fall in height, what is the time taken for the particle to settle down. So after noting down for every 1 centimeter drop in height of the bed, this should be continued till the interface level reaches about 4 to 5 centimeter from the bottom. Andre 4 to 5 centimeter baro ashtotge ella particles settle agirutte. Okay, there will be complete settling of the particles by force of gravity or the gravity. This we call it as a sedimentation process. So this is then after when the solids have been reached up to 4 to 5 centimeters, you have to stop the experiment. So you have to, whatever the readings you have taken, you have to tabulate in a tabular column. So you have to tabulate like this. So height versus time. The one important thing you have to note down is while doing the experiment, there should not be any friction for the settling of the particles. The time should be continuous also. So initial height you have to note down as soon as you have taken out the stirrer. Initial height has to be noted down, and simultaneously you have to start the stopwatch. So height versus time is being recorded till the interface of 4 to 5 centimeter is there in the glass cylindrical jar. So after noting down the height and time, you have to plot a graph of height versus time. So the various values will get a curve like this. So randomly you have to select any point on the curve. So selecting any point on the curve, you have to draw a tangent. So I think you must be knowing how to draw the tangent. So if you select this point, you have to draw the tangent such a way that it should touch the y-axis. So wherever it touches the y-axis, that will be your Zi value. So the corresponding point in the vertical, you have to draw the vertical line. Wherever it touches the x-axis will give you theta L value. And the corresponding to that point, you have to draw a horizontal line. Wherever it touches the y-axis, that will give you ZL values. So by drawing the tangent and by drawing the corresponding vertical and horizontal lines to that point, you will have the values of ZL, theta L and Zi from the graph. So you have got ZL and theta L and Zi values from the graph. So then you have to calculate the CL, that will be equal to C naught into Z naught divided by Zi. Then VL, Z naught is nothing but your initial height. That all should be it should be in 1 unit. Whether it is you have taken in centimeter, it should always be in centimeter. If you have taken in meters, it should always be in meters. In SI units, usually we will calculate in meter per second or kg per meter cube, like that. So the standard units you have to follow. So Z naught, the C naught value is nothing but your initial concentration which you have taken. So C naught is nothing but concentration of the slurry, that is 3%. By using the 3%, you have to calculate the C naught. So initial concentration is what? WP divided by Vs. Weight of the powder divided by the volume of the volume. So weight of the powder is being calculated by this formula. Whatever the weight percent they have given is equal to weight of the powder divided by total weight. So total weight will be weight of the powder plus weight of water. So volume is, this is the density. The weight will be taken in volume into density. So you have to write it in terms of volume into density. So this is of 1 literally 750 ml of water you will be adding, and the 1/4 of will be considered as a powder. The rest will be the slurry. So total will come to 1 liter. So this is the formula. So your volume you will be calculating. So after calculating the volume, you will finding out the weight of the powder. Again, density is equal to mass by volume. So mass is, we don't know. So density into volume will give you weight of the powder. So that is for 3% of the slurry, you will get 0.0229 kgs of powder. So what is the initial concentration? You have to find out from this formula, WP divided by Vs. Already we know these values from this above calculations. So then concentration will be C naught will get it as 30.5642. So this value you have to put it in here. C naught into Z naught divided by Zi. Zi value is from the graph. Z naught is the initial height. C naught is whatever we have calculated from So VL is equal to Zi minus ZL divided by TL. All the values you already know. So 1 by CL minus 1 by CU. The CU is what? We have to calculate by this formula. So CU will get some value kg per, that is the 50% of, in the aim of the experiment you have the underflow concentration of 50% by carrying out the batch sedimentation. So by putting the 50% as a value, you will be getting the CU values. So they have given you have to concentration up to 150 tons per day. So you have to convert the 150 tons per day as kg per second, and rho of water divided by rho of average will be given directly the value. So after calculating, you have got the the values in the calculation table. So then you have to plot one more graph of whatever Q by A which we have calculated using the formula VL divided by 1 by CL minus 1 by CU into rho of water divided by rho of average versus the VL value which you have calculated. So this is the graph, the nature of the graph you will get it like this. So from the graph, wherever this point means the corresponding horizontal line will give you the value of Q by A. So that is A is equal to L naught into C naught. L naught into C naught is what? That is what you have to concentrate to 150 tons per day. For that you have to put here, and this value, the denominator value is from the graph. So by putting these values from the graph and from the calculated values, you will get the area of a thickener. So that was what we wanted to. We wanted in our we wanted as aim in our batch sedimentation experiment. I hope you have understood from this session of explanation of batch sedimentation experiment. Thank you.